Hey, how's it going? It's reaperselectronics. So this PlayStation 5 came in, it had no power, wouldn't turn on at all, no beeps, no nothing. So we disassembled most of it and tested the power supply, and the power supply had 12 volts running to it, which is perfectly normal. So we knew something was probably wrong with the motherboard. So we disassembled it more, took the motherboard off, and we injected voltage to the motherboard. When we were doing so, we did it under a thermal camera, and sure enough, the HDMI IC encoder chip, which you can see here, is already been removed. This chip was lighting up like crazy, so we took our multimeter and we tested the capacitors around here, and sure enough, they were just lighting it up. So we're gonna go ahead and swap this out today, and hopefully that will be the reason for the power issues. More often than not, it is going to be it. So what we need to do first is, well, we've already removed it. So what we're gonna have to do now is put our new solder on the pads here. This is gonna be a little bright here for a second. We're just gonna put some more flux on there. There's already flux on there, but you can never have too much flux, right? Alright, so we're going to put some new solder on there. So we did get a new soldering station. I made a video about that yesterday, or whenever I'm posting this, maybe 2 days ago. So we're just gonna put some new solder on those pads. I always feel like if you can put solder on these without knocking off components, you're doing a really good job. Alright, so it looks like we have solder on all the pads there. So now we're going to take our new IC encoder chip and we're going to go ahead and pop that on there. And then we're going to heat the board up and see if we can't get it to sit right. We have the new chip mounted on here. We're just gonna go ahead and heat this up, and it should sink down and sit right itself. If it doesn't, you can always heat it back up and do it again. Just want to line it up as good as you can, and then just wait for that heat to kick in there and melt the solder. Now, I've seen this before on other consoles too, where this is the reason why the power doesn't work. With like the PS4, if the IC encoder chip went out, it wouldn't kill the power on it. All it would do is, let's see there, it's starting to slide. Let's see if we can move it back into place. It wouldn't kill the power, it would just make it to where there was no video. Unfortunately, with the PlayStation 5, it can actually kill the power, which has been a pretty common thing that we've seen. So now that that's heated up, we're just going to hold this down in place until we see that solder is starting to harden up again. Alright, looks like it sat down pretty well. So now we're going to go ahead and put it back together and test it out and see if that relieved our power issue. This is always the worst part right here, when the flux drops on you when it's like blazing hot. So if you didn't see me jump, that's why I jumped. Alright, now that we have it temporarily installed, we're going to go ahead and test it and see if it'll turn on. Still not doing it. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to take another look. See if we can't figure it out. Alright, so I've reset the IC encoder chip. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna assemble a little bit more this time because I have a feeling it's gonna work. So we're gonna try doing that and see if we can get it to come on. Alright, so now we're getting the plastic cover on here. Alright, we don't have to screw all of them in because we're just gonna check. We just want to screw in a little bit so the fan doesn't hit anything. Let's see. Sometimes I need to reset these chips 2 or 3 times in order to get them to work. We're gonna go ahead and move it out to the TV too, because once again I have a feeling it's gonna work this time. Let's hope so. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get it all plugged up here. See if we can't get this thing to turn on. Alright, fingers crossed. Oh. Is he gonna stay on? Nice. Now we just gotta make sure that it actually comes up on the screen here. So we definitely need it to show a picture. Let's see if it'll do it. Not showing up on the screen though. Might be the HDMI port. No, the port feels fine. It is going through its little reboot, so we'll see. It's making a bunch of weird noises. Okay, it just beeped 3 times. Let's see. The blue light's still going, the white light's showing up. Maybe we'll try doing it again. Alright, so it's good. It's good to go now. There was a cold solder joint underneath the IC encoder chip, but we got that all sorted out. We just lifted the chip back up and put new solder down on the pads and everything like that. That's expected because we don't really tend the feet on the IC encoder chip, which totally forgot to do, but went ahead and just took it off, re-tinned those, and then put it back on, and we're good to go now. So I hope this helps somebody. The HDMI IC encoder chip does cause power failure on PS5s. So thanks for watching. This is Reapers Electronics. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.